It's not you. It's not because you have this thing where you can't learn how to add and subtract fractions. You can learn, but it's not you. It's not because you're dumb. It's not because you can't learn. It's normal. Fractions are hard for everybody. I have seen it. I've taught tons of courses in college, courses where people are expected to know fractions, courses where people have been working with fractions for several college courses up until that point, and they still struggle with fractions. It's because they're hard. It takes extra effort. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we can easily reach for a calculator or just go on Google and we can do the math using some calculator or computer. So why learn fractions? So we put it off. But it's worth it. It is very, very worth it. There is something elegant, there is something rewarding about being able to pick up a pen or a pencil and get a piece of paper and working out fractions on your own. It's rewarding, and other people look up to other people who can do fractions, because a lot of people can't. They can't add fractions. They can't subtract fractions. They can't multiply them. They can't do anything with fractions. They're scared of fractions. Why? Because fractions are harder, right? They're harder than dealing with whole numbers. And if you're a teacher and you're watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because I'm sure you have students and you're thinking, OMG, how do they not know how to add fractions? Like they should have known this. It's because fractions are hard. My strategy was always, whenever there was a fraction involved in the problem, I would really tone it down. I would cut the lecture speed in half. It's like, okay, fraction time to go really, really slow to make sure I explain every little step, because people struggle with fractions. So how do you get better at fractions? Well, first you have to want to get better, right? Because there are calculators. In fact, there's budget level calculators that actually do all the work for you and show like the whole fraction simplification process. Those exist because the people who make calculators, the calculator companies, they know that people struggle with fractions. So they're like, let's make a calculator that does it all for them, which is great. It's great that tools like this exist, but it's worth being able to do it on your own. It is super rewarding, and I think it's good for your mind. So you have to want to learn. The next thing you need is a book. There's courses you can take, and courses are great, but you want a book. There's all kinds of books you can get. And I thought, let me just pick one for this video that's super, super affordable, that's super available so you can buy it right now, and that has answers to every single fraction problem. And not just answers, full solutions. It actually shows you all of the little intermediate steps. All those little baby steps are actually in the back of the book. It doesn't just have the answer. It shows like some of the little baby steps needed in order to add the fractions or subtract the fractions or convert the fraction, etc. It's this book here. It's a pre-algebra book, so it does have some other things. I take that back. It's a pre-algebra workbook, so it's different. That makes it more affordable. Pre-algebra books are textbooks usually, so they're hardcover, they have more content. This has a lot less content. It doesn't have any fancy pictures or anything, but what it does have are a lot of exercises on pre-algebra, including fractions, and it gives you full solutions to those fraction problems and other math that you might need to know. So you become a fraction monster. I'll leave a link in the description of this video to this book in case you want to get it. I think it's worth it. I bought it because I thought it was interesting and it really wasn't that much money. I thought, well, I have a math channel. I should check out this book, see what it is, right? It's a pre-algebra book. So let me just go buy it. So I bought it because it's really cheap. And I'm like, wow, this is a really good book. This is awesome. This Chris McMullen guy, he writes a lot of books. I don't know him personally or anything, but I mean, he did a good job, right? This is a book that's helped a lot of people learn fractions. And again, it's not you. I've taught multiple college classes, calculus classes, where people, they don't know how to add fractions. And you know what? When I first started teaching, I would think, oh, wow, how can they not know how to add fractions? And I thought, wait a minute. When I was a student, I didn't know how to add fractions. I struggled too. So it's normal, right? Because people struggle with fractions. So once you buy the book, you still have to put the effort in. My advice is get the book and do a few problems every day. And I guarantee it, within a week or two, max, you will be adding and subtracting and dividing and multiplying fractions. It doesn't take that long. It might even just take you a couple days, because sure, it's harder than dealing with whole numbers, but once you get over your fear of fractions, once you actually sit down with a pencil or a pen and start working out some fraction problems, then comparing your answers to the answers in the back of the book and just going through it really slowly and taking your time, you will get better. But just go slow. Just like when I'm explaining a problem on the board with fractions, I take it from level 10, which is fast, to level 1, which is as slow as possible. And I'm sure I have some people looking at me in class thinking, why is he going so slow? Then you have some that are like, oh, I'm glad he's going slow because fractions are hard. It's because people struggle. So if you don't know how to add fractions, don't worry. It's not you, right? I'm here to tell you it's not you. It doesn't matter how old you are. You might be 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old, 50 years old, 70 years old. It doesn't matter. They're hard for everyone. And it doesn't matter what class you're in. If you're in a calculus class and you're watching this and you're thinking, fractions, I don't get them, I'm dumb. It's not you, right? It's not you. It's just fractions. It's the nature of the beast, as they say. They are killer. They are killer. And for those of you watching this thinking, oh, fractions are easy, try to remember when you learned about fractions, right? And you'll think, well, yeah, I remember learning. I struggled. Everyone struggles. And once you get through that struggle, you will get better. But take your time. This book, by the way, it's a workbook. And I emphasize that because you write in this book. So you can actually write inside the book and write your answers in the book if you want to, right? If you want to. And then you can check your answers in the back of the book, and it shows like all the steps, which is absolutely incredible. All of the steps are shown, which again, amazing, just really, really amazing. And the best part of the book, again, the other reason I'm showing you this book is because it's available. Here's the section on dividing fractions so you can see all those steps. Look at that. All of those steps are shown. So that's pretty cool, right? Regular textbooks don't do that. It's affordable, it's available, and you can learn fractions and other math. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video on fractions just to tell you that it's okay, right? It's okay if you don't get it. It's okay if you struggle. It's not you. It's just fractions are tough. So get the book, do a couple fraction problems every day, and you're going to get better. And if you want, just do a bunch. You just get it and start grinding. You can probably learn it in just a few days. You can probably get better at fractions like that. If you just sat down and just start doing tons of problems every day for a couple days, you'll get it. It's not like you're learning a whole new subject. It's just fractions. So once you get through that initial hurdle, you'll be okay. But you'll have to go slow. I want to emphasize that. Just like when I'm explaining fractions to someone, the reason I go slow is because otherwise people don't get it. So if you're trying to teach yourself using a book like this one, like I showed you, you're also going to have to go slow. So force yourself to slow down, think carefully, find that common denominator, and work through it. Another way to learn fractions is just YouTube. I have a bunch of fraction videos and stuff, but I think it's worth getting a book. I think books are better than videos. As much as I love videos, because I make tons of videos. I have over 8,000 videos here on the channel. That's 8,000 videos. That's crazy. Who has 8,000 videos? Well, I do. I have a lot of videos, so I should be promoting my videos. But no, I think books are better because the book, I don't know, there's just something about it. I don't know, something about books. And that gives you a lot of practice, and you can check your answers. Anyways, don't feel bad about not being able to do fractions. It's hard for everyone. Oh, if you want to learn other mathematics, I do have courses on my website, mathsorcerer.com. Now, they're on the Udemy platform, but if you get them, please use the links through my website. The easiest course I have is a college algebra course, and then I have some calculus courses, advanced calculus, some abstract algebra, and some other courses, related courses as well, differential equations. I don't have any fractions courses, not yet, but yeah, I think that those courses can help you if you want to learn more mathematics. Until next time, good luck and go do some mathematics.